happens if news reporters have to take permission from the government even for reporting genuine real news? This is what is expected to happen in Pakistan. After this, the government has come up with a new foreign media guidelines as such. It has created furor not only among the domestic journalists but also among international media news outlet as such. They have criticized this stand as a direct assault on the press freedom. So what is the reason behind such kind of draconian provisions brought by the government of Pakistan, and how it is going to impact the working of correspondent, especially foreign correspondent in the Pakistan? Let us try to understand this in more detail. Now, this entire provision has been brought largely in the aftermath of the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir elections, where a lot of protest, counter-protest and the brutal operation and crackdown by the state of Pakistan was seen. This new guidelines ensure and ask for mandatory registration by every foreign media personalities, news anchor, journalists present in the Pakistan. Accreditation is required before they can report anything in anywhere in Pakistan as such. And so to some extent, large scale restriction is being imposed on these foreign media journalists, personalities, news channels for the especially in the aftermath of Pakistan occupied Kashmir elections and such. Now we have seen that in the protest that culminated in Pakistan occupied Kashmir against the policies and the decisions of the Pakistan has seen a large scale international media coverage. It has brought a lot of criticism against the government of Pakistan, and the two major agencies BBC and Al Jazeera, they have reported widely on the issues here. So this particular region can be said as the ground on which Pakistani state has responded by carrying out a total media crackdown. If you look at this particular legislation itself, it applies over a large number of stakeholders. The guideline is called as the Foreign Media Facilitation Guideline 2026, which is ironical in nature because rather than facilitating the functioning and working of foreign media in Pakistan, it to a large extent limits the scope to which they can work. It limits the area in which they can work and the kind of reporting they can do. So it covers in a kind of blanket manner all the foreign media houses which are present in Pakistan, foreign correspondents who might be accredited to these media channels, Pakistani journalists who might be working for some foreign media, freelancers and fixers, even they have been brought under the ambit of this particular guideline. And now the guideline does not only restrict itself to the conventional media such as news channels and the newspaper, it also covers digital and social media, the platform through which mostly young generation receives and get its news from. Now, before understanding the nitty-gritty of this entire development and how, to what extent the restriction is being imposed by Pakistan, I would want to bring your attention to the fact that Legacy IAS Academy, we are going to soon commence batches. The regular batches between Monday to Friday, where classes will be held every day from 10 to 5, will be commencing on the 7th of September and then on 3rd of November. The students who are preparing for this examination, along with the full-time studies or full-time job, for them we understand that they can only get time on Saturdays and Sunday. That's why we have weekend classroom program that will commence on 8th of August, 10th of October and then further 12th of December. Now, in this entire course, both for weekday and weekend, we ensure that comprehensively we cover GS papers in the classroom itself. We understand that just completing the syllabus and covering the subject is not enough. Students need guideline outside of the classroom as well, and it is exactly for this reason we have one-to-one mentorship session where students can get their doubts cleared and also get a general idea that on what track they have to prepare to ensure maximum success in the examination as such. Doubt solving sessions, we have regular interaction with educators we encourage, and also ensure that the maximum students admitted per batch does not exceed a particular number, because it would facilitate better communication between the educators and student as such. Now we know that preparation of UPSC is done in an integrated manner where you cannot prepare in silos for prelims and mains. You have to do that integrated preparation. That's why we also include daily mains and writing practice, test series for better evaluation of the students, to what extent they have prepared, what is their strength, weaknesses and all. We have test series. And also to comprehensively cover the entire UPSC exam preparation, we are going to have optional course also that will start on 17th of August in 4 of the most common subjects that is chosen by the aspirants, which are psychology, PSIR, anthropology and sociology as such. If you want to know more detail about course program feature, you can call to the number being displayed here. You can also scroll through our legacyis.com website, and you can also download our Legacy IAS app, which will help you in the preparation journey of UPSC. Now, coming back to the topic, the key provisions under this guideline is mandatory registration of every media personality in Pakistan. Government accreditation would be provided by the Ministry of Information and Broadcast through its EP wing. And not only they would require accreditation, even for leisure trips to regions such as Abbottabad and Murree, they would need approval of the EP wing. So, to understand that what kind of draconian provision it is not only restricting journalists from reporting about a particular incident or event, it is also restricting their leisure trips, their movement inside the country as such. Also, Pakistani state says that this particular guideline is with the objective of regulating the foreign content, where foreign content is being defined as anything that is produced under direct or indirect creative control of foreigners, foreign companies or foreign broadcasters as such. Not only that, this particular guideline and its implementation would increase the compliance requirement on majority of the media personalities. As we have seen that movement of the media personalities, news anchors and journalists have been restricted. So, they require NOC, that is no objection certificate for reporting anywhere outside the major cities of Pakistan, which is largely peaceful, which is largely we can say most developed regions of Pakistan. So, Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, etc. If they go anywhere outside of the city, travel restrictions have been imposed on them, and also they require NOC if they want to report some event news from them. Now, if you look at the provinces of Pakistan, so overall you have total 4 major provinces: Balochistan, Sindh, Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In these we see that there is a repeated disturbances and the operation by the state of Pakistan in the Balochistan against the desire of Balochi people to get freedom from the state, and even Khyber Pakhtunkhwa we have seen large scale protest erupting here, especially after the incident involving Imran Khan, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan as such. Also, these areas is continuously affected by the terror-related incidents that also see massive crackdown by the army and the Pakistani state. So, that is why restriction in these regions is much more severe compared to other regions of Pakistan. As far as the accreditation rule is concerned, many of the journalists fear that it would result in arbitrary application of laws, and the accreditation of many anchors and journalists can be suspended. Also, what is the ground on which this can be suspended? So, the guideline establishes it any act which is against the ideology, sovereignty, security or public order of Pakistan. The problem here is that none of these have been clearly defined in the guidelines and in any of the government documents. So, what exactly would mean acting against the public order of Pakistan? What exactly would mean acting against the ideology or sovereignty of Pakistan? Or what kind of reporting or action by the journalist would compromise the security of Pakistan? This can only be decided by the discretion of the government and such. And whenever discretion comes in, we understand that there is a genuine fear that the law will be arbitrarily applied, largely to ensure that any negative reporting is not done from the country as such, or does not create a negative image about the country as such, even though if it is reporting the real incident. Now, rationale behind application of this law can be clearly seen as the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir elections that is being conducted here, held here. Protests were covered by majority of international news media that is present in the Pakistan. Two of them, the biggest one, were Al Jazeera and BBC. Now, both of these are reputed international media, but they have suffered criticism, or they have faced criticism from the state of Pakistan, saying Al Jazeera has been criticized by the government, saying that they are simply fulfilling the agenda of external actors with vested interest. So, they are not reporting genuine interest or genuine this news from the country. They are working for some foreign vested interest. BBC also has been criticized as a practicer of yellow journalism. Yellow journalism here means when a news is being reported in a kind of sensationalized manner, and also many times over exaggeration is being conducted. That's what Pakistan has accused BBC of. And overall, this entire guideline is largely for the purpose of information control that points toward broader tightening of oversight over the international reporting. Now, this has been criticized both within the state of Pakistan as well as outside in the international community. And the reason is because Pakistan already has very poor rank, low rank as far as the press freedom is concerned. World Press Freedom Index that is released every year, it has ranked country 153rd out of the total 180 countries. So, somewhere it lies on the bottom rung of the ladder. Also, this particular decision of the state will further enhance and increase bureaucratic control over the functioning of media, over the autonomy of media, and would lead to reduction in the transparency with which news is being reported from within the country as such. Not only that, it increases and enhances arbitrary power that can be exercised by the government officials and authorities, and is expected to have a chilling effect on the freedom of the press, which is the foundation of any well-functioning democracy as such. It is precisely due to this criticism reaction of even domestic media, Pakistani media has been not positive. The Rawalpindi Islamabad Union of Journalists, they have criticized it, and not only criticized it, they have fiercely condemned the notification that was brought in. Also, they have stated that such a decision does not shield Pakistan from bad press or from having a bad image. It only brings more and more disrepute to Pakistan. Other concern of the Islamabad Union of Journalists is that it is going to affect the employment of Pakistanis who are working with international media outlet, as they will also have to abide by the restriction imposed on them. So that's how Pakistan is trying to have a crackdown on media, is trying to reduce the voices that is rising against it, and that clearly shows the kind of press freedom enjoyed in our neighboring state. That's all for this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your aspirants, as well as subscribe to the channel for more such helpful content. Thank you very much.